Hello and welcome again to another segment of Cooking at Home from the Elixir Kitchen, our festive special, I guess. My name is Jeremy Capone. I am the wellness chef, and I am joined, as always, by
Stephanie Gladman, I'm the registered dietitian. So this recipe that we're looking at is specifically for holiday drinks, right? So, most likely we're bubbled up, limiting the amount of people that we're with or alone. But obviously, sometimes some holiday drinks come into the picture, whether that's eggnog or mulled wine or cider or any alcoholic drinks. So we're doing a little spin on our version. Now, I will say here, although many people do drink alcohol, it is important that if you have gone through cancer treatment and are on medication, that you speak with your healthcare team and look at the medications that you are on, in order to make sure that there is no contraindication. Sometimes alcohol might be a contraindication to a medicine that you're taking. The other thing to note is that according to oncology research, there are certain cancers that are related to alcohol consumption. So if you do decide to drink and there is no contraindication with your medication, please note that for women, it is 1 serving per day, and for men, it is 2. And this does not mean that you could save this all up for the end of the week and have tons, right? So just kind of being mindful of that. So the one that we're doing today is something that does not need any alcohol, and it is a really great option for hydrating and kind of bringing a little bit of spice into the holiday season this year.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Steph. This is a wonderful, I guess, sort of mocktail version. I guess it has that festive spiel, that specialness to it. That's not a word, I don't know, but it is very special. And we're going to be flavoring some apple cider. Okay, we're going to be making a mulled cider, which is always a great treat. And so what we're going to be doing is adding about 4 cups. This is great because you just add as much as you want. If you're making it for 2 people, then add 2 cups of the cider. If you want a serving for like 4 people, then you can go ahead and add 4 cups. So you have about a cup yield per person. So I have it in a pot. And what I want to do is I want to bring this up to a boil, okay? And while that's warming up, we're going to add some really nice festive mulling ingredients, okay? And now this can be different. You can use whatever you want. These are some of the more traditional ones where you have some cinnamon, maybe some nutmeg, some clove. I love the addition of some fresh ginger in there as well. We're going to add a little bit of clementine. And some black pepper, which is not usually traditional, but it has this nice little bit of sort of heat at the back, not spicy, but this sort of warming feeling. So I think it works really, really well with everything else. So we're going to go ahead and add these in. The cinnamon sticks just go in as is. We're going to be adding about 6 cloves. Those are super fragrant, so you don't need to add a lot. That goes in. The black pepper, we're going to add about 8 peppercorns. Again, it's not an exact science. You kind of just, throw it in, see how it tastes. The beautiful thing about some of these spices is if you feel like it's getting to the point where it's too much cinnamon or too much clove, you can taste it as you go and then just take them out after, strain them out because they're in its whole form. Another great bit of flavor, star anise. Star anise is lovely. It has this almost kind of like a licorice feel to it, but it just works so well with all the other ingredients and especially with the apple. With the nutmeg, we're just going to grate it in. Now you can absolutely use ground spices. If you have ground cinnamon, if you have ground nutmeg, you can definitely just use that. What I like about the whole spices is that they just keep a lot longer. So, we always talk about what you should be adding to your pantry, what you should be keeping in stock. Whole spices are great because they keep their flavor for a lot longer. and then you can sort of grate it as you need or use it in dishes like this whole, which is nice. Some ginger. I'm gonna just give it just a quick peel on the outside. Wash it, obviously wash it well. And I'm gonna leave this chunk whole, so about a good sized thumb piece. And then I'm just gonna use the side of my knife just to give it a little crush, okay? So it's nice and crushed. That'll go in there. And then with the clementine, I'm just gonna cut it into a few big slices, okay? Just like this, okay? And so as that's simmering, that'll release some of the juice and the flavor from inside the clementine, but even the rind on the outside, which has some really, really nice orange flavor, is gonna help to infuse the apple cider. So you wanna bring this up to a boil and then let it simmer for at least 5 minutes. Something to mention as well is that sometimes apple cider, because it is the juice from like the mash, from the apple mash, you got to double check on the containers. Sometimes it is not pasteurized. In fact, yeah, you'll have to check the container, but oftentimes it might not be pasteurized. So that's why it's really, really important to bring this up to a boil and simmer it for at least 5 minutes so that you bring that up to temperature.
Good. The other thing to note is all those spices that Jeremy added in, that is bumping up the antioxidants, the phytonutrients that you're getting in this fluid, which is awesome, right? So we always talk about like, how could we increase and gain, effectiveness in those phytonutrients, the antioxidants, which are basically compounds that protect your cells against any type of damage. So like we just had a slew of a bunch of different ones. So, not only does it make it flavorful, but there are actually health benefits to having those. The other thing to note is really important, always, I talk about this all the time, is hydration, right? So yes, you're using this kind of apple fluid, but it is hydrating you. So we know that we want to make sure to get at least 2 liters of fluid throughout the day. And it doesn't only have to be water. I don't like water, it's boring, right? So yes, kind of, yes, this is an occasion, it's the holidays, so you would definitely have, this is juice. It's not something that I recommend all the time, but it is using the whole fruit. So that's awesome. And you want to pick one that doesn't have added sugar in it. So juices count, any type of tea would count, a soup, a smoothie. These are all options to help you stay hydrated throughout your day. So that looks nice and steamy, Jer.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to bring you a little bit closer to see what we got going on here. So again, it's simmering beautifully now. And it's getting very, very fragrant in the kitchen. And that's it. So you can serve it, traditionally it's served nice and warm, but you can absolutely store the rest and serve it over ice and have it cold as well. Again, it's a really nice alternative to having like an alcoholic drink. You can have this beautiful, spiced and flavorful and special beverage option, which is really nice. And there you go. There you have it. Our mulled apple cider. Happy holidays. We'll see you again.
Bye.